I'm trying my hand at presenting. There's definitely a different side to this industry, which is very fickle. Don't downplay all of the skills that you've learned. You'll be looking in the viewfinder the whole time talking, and that will be the video that blows up. In any area of your life, like, you need a certain level of discipline. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to jump on here and do a very quick, well, it's not a very quick video at all, but I wanted to do a chatty, get ready with me. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a life update, my new job, social media, working 9 to 5, pros, cons, like content creator industry and all that good stuff. This is actually the finished look with the makeup, and I actually really love how it turned out. I want this video to serve as a really good starting point for anybody that's new to my channel, because channel's going to be taking like a slight change in direction. So yeah, I want this to serve as a really good starting point if you want to chill and get to know me and stuff like that. And I definitely want to be doing more videos like this, more like, because I miss you guys. I feel like I haven't spoken to you properly in such a long time. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a jump scare. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I wrapped my hair last night, but as you guys can see, literally this whole back bit was not wrapped, but we're just gonna throw it up in a ponytail just so that we can get going with skincare. My skin feels so dry and so ashy, but I guess we should probably start with hair, and we can talk about hair in a sec. Let me get it out of the way. I will link everything that I'm using, literally every single thing that I mentioned, in the description box. Like these hairbands, I swear by them, they're the slip ones. Absolutely love them. We'll talk about hair in a sec. First up, I'm going in with my Sunday Riley CEO serum. This is 15% vitamin C brightening serum. I have used a full one of these in the past, but I was recently gifted a new one, so I've gone back to it. And then I'm also using the corresponding cream. They do have a gel one though, if you need something that's a little bit lighter. So hair, I currently have a texture release. I've had a texture release in the past, and I found that it really, really worked well for my hair. One thing I will say though about like my natural hair, I use and wear a lot of protective hairstyles, which is why when you do see me with my hair out, it looks healthy, because when I'm wearing my protective hairstyle, it's like a proper protective hairstyle. Sorry, my eye cream that I'm using is this Eye Authority by Hydropeptide. What I mean by protective hairstyle, like I'm not throwing on a wig and then doing up all this glue and tension on the edges and stuff like that. Even down to like the cane rows underneath my wig, like only my mum will do my underwig cane rows. I remember I went somewhere one time and they did it for me, and it was so tight, like I took it out immediately. I was like, nah, this, and I'd paid for it. I was like, nah, I don't care if I pay for it or not, this needs to come out immediately. And I think a lot of times when people speak about protective hairstyles, they think that they're doing a protective hairstyle, but they're not. They're actually applying like a lot of tension. Even now when I do wear my natural hair out, you guys will notice I do very low tension hairstyles. I have very fine hair, so if I draw it and put it too much, it will just rip out, and I've had that in the past. So I have a texture release, but I do, like, my hair health is quite important to me, and I do spend a lot of time like making sure that I make the right choices in terms of like protective hairstyles. Wigs for me, glueless wigs for me, are my absolute fave, because I can show you actually, there's this one product that I love. Where did I put it? I literally had it this morning. And that's the thing, since my hair is in this style, I actually haven't had the opportunity to use this, but this is my Briogeo hair serum. This, when I have my hair in cane rows underneath my wig, I literally oil up my scalp so much, and I use this, and I just use it all at the front, and honestly, I promise you, this oil by itself is so good. I also have the shampoo and the conditioner, which I need to try. So yeah, that's hair. As you guys know, just going in with the Sunday Riley CEO cream now. As you guys know, I do go to the gym quite a lot. This week has been quite tricky because I've had to schedule the gym around filming, because I'm not filming just for myself anymore. So this has been quite tricky, and I am excited to kind of go back to my protective hairstyle. Probably in January I'll go back to a protective hairstyle. So yeah, I love that cream. Honestly, skincare makes such a difference. I wish you guys like could feel how just dry my skin, actually I don't wish that upon anybody, but it felt so dry. And now just with a serum, a cream and an eye cream, I'm like, good. So for brows, I like to keep them super simple. I always go in with a super fine brow pencil. The one I'm using today is Ilia, but I will say I don't think the brand of the eyebrow pencil actually matters too much. For me, what matters the most is that it's a really micro and fine tip. I think you can achieve this with a drugstore one, you can achieve it with a high-end one. So I'd say if you're wanting to make more frugal choices, this is an area which you can substitute and get like a cheaper alternative, because honestly, I don't see any difference in all of them, to be honest. I just need them to be fine. And then for brow gel, to be fair, these are not all made the same. There are quite a few on the market and they do vary in price. I'm a little bit of a creature of habit, but I do have quite a few brow gels. I really like the Cosas one. This one used to be clear, it's just not clear anymore, unfortunately. Okay, so that's brows done. So let's start off with a little bit of a life update and a life recap. I'm just gonna do a little bit of color correcting. So I started my channel in October of 2017, which honestly, it feels like it's gone really quickly, but then it also feels like it's gone really, really slowly at the same time. I originally started my YouTube channel alongside working a full-time job, and my full-time job was in property. I was the office manager or senior branch coordinator within my office, and I looked after the sales team predominantly, and then later on towards the end of my time at my last job, I also looked after the lettings team. That was also part of the reason why I had left, because I'd been there for such a long time. I'd been there for 10 years and I wanted flexible working. That was my #1 issue, and they didn't give me flexible working. But also I'd been there for such a long time that I'd built up, you know, I'd got salary increases over the years. And so when they added the additional work tasks to me personally, they then banded the salary, which meant that I didn't receive too much of an increase for the extra amount of work. And so for me, it was just a bit like, But I'm gonna be so real with you, because people talk really negatively about like a 9 to 5 and a 9 to 6. Like, that job helped me so much. That job saved me so much. Before then, I'd kind of drop hopped a little bit, and it was just like, in any area of your life, like, you need a certain level of discipline, and you will use that in a freelance life, you will use that as an employee. So like, I will never ever really like knock that job. But yeah, I was in a position where I had been trying to buy my property, and this is the hourglass. Do you know what? I don't need a lot of this. So all that squiggle, I don't need to really be doing that on my forehead. So I just do a little bit here. I don't wear much foundation. I just kind of pay a lot of attention to my skincare, to be honest, because that's what really like makes the key difference. Yeah, as I was saying, I was denied flexible work in spring, summer time 2022, but at that time I was going through a mortgage application and it was taking quite a long time. And when they said no, I really wanted to leave, but it was just a case of like, you're in the middle of a mortgage app, like, you gotta chill, babes. And like, financially speaking, I was using my salary to get my mortgage, but I was also, at that point, I'd been creating content online, you know, since 2017. So I was also using that salary. So the two of them combined helped me to get my mortgage. I was denied flexible working, and do you know what? I am going to go in with just a teeny tiny little bit more on the forehead. It was kind of like a blessing and a curse being denied at the same time, because now in hindsight, looking back, I was 100% like a bird in a cage. I had exhausted and utilised any benefit that there was from me being at that job, and there was going to be no more benefit to it. I had learnt a whole new skill on their time. I'd learnt how to run a YouTube channel. I'd learnt how to edit. I'd learnt how to, you know, pivot from a fashion creator to more into like a beauty and a makeup creator and a lifestyle creator. And I had done that all whilst I was still getting a steady wage and a steady income. Purchasing my flat was to be the final benefit of me staying in that job. So yeah, I spoke with my partner. Like, obviously, as much as I'm a strong and independent person, like, I'm fortunate enough to have my partner, and we do definitely work in tandem. Like, it's definitely a partnership at this point. Like, it's so funny, like, when I travel without my partner, I feel so like, I feel like I'm missing something, because when you've been with somebody, they're like the yin to your yang, right? Like I'm very delulu and my brain can get a bit skittish and stuff like that, whereas my partner is a Taurus. He's strong like balls. So like when we travel and stuff, like I'll be running on black people time, shit. My partner's not running on black people time. So yeah, it's just all of those different things. Anyway, I spoke with my partner, I said, look, this is what I'm thinking about doing. And he was like, to be fair, you've been doing the content for a while. He's like, I think you should give it a try like full time and see what comes like from it. Going over my Cognisant concealers now. I really, really love these. I think I'm just gonna use this one today though. So yeah, it was like a new sort of lifestyle for me, right? I had purchased my property. I'd also done a reno on my property. All of the renos up on the channel, by the way. So I'd done a reno of the property. And then as soon as my reno was finished, we had a trip to Paris that we'd booked, and we had some vouchers from a Eurostar trip that we didn't manage to take before. So literally the day my builder finished in here, he finished in the evening at like 10 o'clock at night, and the next morning we had a Eurostar to Paris, and we were in Paris for the week, which is such a long time to be in Paris, but I love Paris so much. That vlog is up on the channel. It's one of my favorite vlogs because it was such a magical time, because I had just left my job of 10 years. I just purchased my property. I tried 3 times to buy my flat and I just got it. So it's like the first trip where like, okay, this is the start of like a new kind of like lifestyle. So yeah, I traveled quite a bit. I went to Paris, I went to the south of France, I went to New York for Fashion Week, I went to Atlanta, I went to Miami, and that took me to comfortably around my birthday, sort of like October 2023. And then I was like, okay, I've got to start to kind of freelance in other areas, not just the content creation. So obviously where I've worked full-time, and this is why I say to people, don't knock a full-time job, because the skills are transferable. I started to do like remote EA and PA work through an agency. And I was working with clients that are in the entertainment industry, like not ad hoc entertainment, just entertainment industry. So like actors, DJs, social media people, like who've got like a huge following and stuff like that. So I started to do that, and that was cool. It was nice. It was very casual because it's agency, so it's like temp in a way. Some projects I'd be on for like a month, some projects I'd be on for a little bit longer. It was interesting because for me, I'm a Libra, so I do like balance. So it was a little bit interesting kind of like adjusting to like that kind of real freelance. Like some weeks I have this and some weeks I have minus this and that. Like it was very interesting. And during this time, I'd always said and always maintained that if the right job comes along, like I would take it. Also timeline wise, I feel like I've been getting confused. So I applied for flexible work in spring, summer 2022, got denied, became a homeowner October 2022, did my home reno, which took me through to the following year, 2023. So I left my job April 2023, I wanna say, finished the home reno. I actually wouldn't have been able to stay at work and project manage my home reno, but I basically completed the home reno June 2023, and that was when, yeah, I started to like travel and explore up until October. Then October I started to like look into other ways to make money that were outside of social media. As I was saying, during this time, I was always keeping an eye out. I'm just going in with this Ilia contour stick. I've learned that I need to warm up product on my hand before applying it, because when you go like that, you can take off a lot of product that you already have on, and you just get a better approach like this, especially with like the stick products. Other products are probably fine. Love this contour shade. I'm gonna have it linked down below. Again, with contour though, I'm not gonna lie, this is something that you can buy a cheaper version of, because I don't see too much of a difference of this. Whether you spend a lot of money or a little bit, but this is the shade on me. So yeah, I'd always maintained, you know what, I knew that I needed to give myself more time as a freelancer, but I always maintained that if the right role came, I would 100% take it. So I found a role, and I sort of like, you know, sent in my CV. I already knew this company because as a creator, I'd been invited to a few of their events. So I'm not gonna lie, that probably really helped me, because instead of sending my CV online and it like disappearing into this big black hole, I could be sure that it would get to the right people and in front of the right people. So I had 2 CVs, I still have 2 CVs. I have my corporate CV, which has all of my property experience in it. Then I also have a digital content creator CV, because running a YouTube channel, like, and if you guys think about, if you're a content creator yourself, like, if you really sat down and itemized all of the things that you've learned and all of the things that you do to run your channel, like SEO research, tag research, invoicing, reconciling accounts, like, don't downplay all of the skills that you've learned. A lot of them may come as second nature to you. They may or may not, but just don't discredit how much you're doing. So it was enough to make a whole other CV. So I did that and I applied for this role and I got the role. So I'm working for a beauty company and I am essentially running their YouTube social media account. They've decided to relaunch it. I think a lot of brands and a lot of creators are coming back to YouTube. Sorry, tea break. I think a lot of brands and, you know, not just brands, but content creators. Where's my blush? Oh, it's here. I think they're making a comeback to YouTube. So yeah, when the role came up, I was like, this is perfect, because I've never actually had a full-time job in this field, in this area. It's something that I enjoy and I do as a hobby. And I'll be so real with you guys, like, being self-employed in the content creator space right now is a little bit wild. The current economy just like doesn't really, like, I think if I had relied on this income 2, 3, 4 years ago, it probably would have been fine. But to rely on this income now in this current climate was tough. So when the role came up, I was like, I really do feel like that is like the perfect role for me. I'm just going in with my blush. This is a Bobbi Brown one and I haven't used it in such a long time, but I love it so much and I'm so glad that I remembered to use it today. I think it's such a lovely autumn blush. It's in the shade Blush Rose. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So that's why I'm scheduling my hair around my own filming schedule, but then also work filming schedule, because I feel like as a woman of colour, particularly like when you're coming up online and stuff like that, like the first thing people want to comment on is like your hair or something negative to do with your appearance or your hair and stuff like that. And I know that seems like me being a glass half full person, but I was like, listen, I'm not trying to come up on this looking any type of way. Let me just, if I have to, for, you know, every so often schedule my workouts around, then fine. If I'm not filming, listen, Cher, I don't really care what the hair looks like. It could be bumpy, it could be lumpy. I really don't care. The roots is looking thick. That's right. It's textured and it's curly. I think for the next like approach that we're doing through work, I want to do like some more styles that are like cane rows and stuff like that, because I want to be able to wear my natural hair in protective styles that, like, you know, my younger sister would wear, for instance. My sister wears straight braids, but I've never been a straight braid person. I've always been cane row. But anyway, that's by the by. I'm gonna do a quick eye makeup look because I've been sent this by MAC and I tried it on my TikTok. It's called High Taupes and it's an eyeshadow stick. I'm terrible at eyeshadow, but I've realised that these actually make it super easy. And I'm gutted because I had so many Bobbi Brown ones and I gave them all away. But yeah, talking of TikTok, I am across 3 platforms and I feel as though, especially where I've started work and it's still early stages for me at this new role, I've kind of been finding it a little bit difficult to juggle being across all 3 platforms. So TikTok is probably, even though it's my smallest account, I don't know, I feel like it's where I show up the most because I don't have to think about it so much. And I think as a creator, I think it's really important for you to be on all 3 platforms. You're giving yourself an opportunity to be seen in so many, like more opportunities to be seen, more opportunity to be discovered. Like, even though this is my larger platform, there are brands that I mention and I'll be mentioning in this video, which they won't clock me until I post that on TikTok and tag them on TikTok. And TikTok, ironically, is my smallest platform. So I think it's really, really important to be across, just to give yourself, you know, a chance. It's important for you to be across. This brush thing is too full. I need to take a brush out of here. Please hold. So yeah, I think it's just really important. So I'm going in with this. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nude. That eye look is pretty much done, but what I'll do is I'll just go over the corners with like a brown or, yeah, brown. And then I'll go in the inner corner as well. So yeah, it's just important for you to give yourself an opportunity to be like as much opportunity as possible to be seen and be discovered. And I found that even though TikTok is my smaller platform, that's kind of where people, particularly, that is so much colour payoff, it's probably too much, but we're gonna have to play with it now. But yeah, I've just found that that's where people find you, and you get good leads from TikTok sometimes. So really important to be across all of them. In terms of like YouTube, I'll be so real, like I feel as though I'm really well known for like my, not me sounding super like big-headed because it's a small channel, but I'm obviously most well known for clothing and try-on hauls and stuff like that. And I just haven't really been buying much clothes. I think over the years that I've been on this platform, I've bought so much clothes that I'm at capacity. I don't have any major gaps in my wardrobe. And I just found that, speaking a little bit more frankly and candidly, like I kind of have to just, like, what is gonna give me the most return on investment? I've got a Meshki haul that's sitting on my rail right now, right? And I'm like, initially I was gonna do it as a YouTube haul, but I've noticed that I don't know if people are still watching YouTube as much and engaging with YouTube as much. So I've decided that I'm probably just gonna do it as a short form piece of content. And yes, I can throw it up on shorts as well. But I don't know, I just think in terms of return on investment, I can film, edit and upload that within, like, if I really, really wanted to, within an hour. Whereas if I did it for YouTube, it would take so much longer. And I just don't know if I want to be doing so many clothing hauls, because as I mentioned, like, we are in this financial situation, we're in this recession in the UK at least anyway. And I just don't know if I really want to be contributing to like that by just continually showing new in clothing. Like, it's okay to wear the clothes that you have. Like, I am fortunate in this job where I am gifted quite a lot. But still, like, I feel like in terms of the direction that I want to go with the channel, I want to do one video a month which shows like a roundup of all of the new products, all of the new like fashion and clothing. So I've just got a Nando's notification come up on my phone. I'm so hungry, but it's very early, so I don't know why it's come up. But anyway, I think I just want to do one video a month which shows all of my new in clothes, and then I want to get back into other types of content. So let me know what you guys want to see. I have an idea of what content it is I want to produce. I do want to get back to one video a week, just for the moment though, while I'm adjusting still to like my new role and stuff like that. Bear with me, but it definitely, like, I haven't forgotten about my channel. I'm definitely going to get back to uploading once a week for sure. I just don't think it's going to be try on hauls, because I just don't think it's going to be try on hauls, honestly. Like, one a month is good, and if you really miss them, they're not going away. I'm just making them short form, because on one hand people are like, oh yeah, long form's making a comeback, but then on the other hand it's just like, I don't know, sometimes the analytics suggest otherwise. So yeah, that's a little channel update. I am going to get back to posting once a week for sure, and I haven't neglected YouTube. It's just at times I have to be a bit more pragmatic, and I have to be a little bit like savvy and say, okay, well, what's going to give me the best return on investment? I've also noticed, like with my try on hauls for instance, like I put a lot of effort into my try on hauls in terms of like camera, lighting, equipment, angles, and then there'll be a content creator who will just throw on the phone and like literally be looking in the viewfinder the whole time talking, and that will be the video that blows up. So I'm like, you know what, I don't know, Gia. This is just a NARS powder. I'm just gonna go in a little bit lightly in like my oily shiny areas. Then I'm gonna move on to my mascara and my eyelash curler, which is my fave, but we will come back to the powder. So yeah, that's basically a very quick little rundown on what's been going on in my life recently. I'm about to enter my sort of like hibernation season, or winter arc as they're sort of now calling it, and I'm about to enter it with grace and ease, because I'm such a homebody, and I think after doing content creation, like concentrating on it full time for a while, like I realized I'm really fortunate, like I've made some amazing friends in this industry, like best friends that I would speak to and call every day, and I do. But there's definitely a different side to this industry, which is very fickle and very like watchy and pocket watchy and who you know and numbers, followers, how much followers you've got, how much this, how much that, and that is not a bit of me. So I am really excited to, you know, sort of have it maybe more on the side and less of a main focus. And I think when you concentrate on it full time, like without even realizing it, like it does become more of a focus and you're more immersed in that world. And I do think this is still a relatively new industry and nobody knows like the effects that it will have on you mentally and things like that. So I just, became really sort of like cognizant of that and like ready to kind of like sit back a little bit. Like honestly, so fickle, like people that don't even know each other that well in real life, like given very much who you know, very social climber, very clouty. Even like I went to an event the other day, and I was a +1. I've been to many events as a +1. The vibe was kind of off in there for me, and I went, I was taking content, I was ready to, create like some content with, what I'd got off the back of the event. Anyway, it gets to the end, and my friend Sheree, who had invited me as her +1, sees what I'm saying, like Sheree's one of my best friends and we met through this industry, so I would never ever say that, it's one size fits all. But anyway, she invited me, so I got the goodie bag. First of all, we were standing on one side and the guy fully saw us standing there for a little while before he was like, oh, the goodie bags are over on that side. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So we go get to the other side to grab the goodie bag. So Sheree, I think she bumped into somebody that she knew or something. So she started speaking to them and I went over to get the bag. So I got my bag and then Sheree came over like literally minutes later, and then the woman was like, hey, and I was like, oh, my friend Sheree needs to get her bag. And then she was like, oh, were you a +1? I said, yeah, I was a +1. She was like, oh, that's actually her bag. We don't have any goodie bags for the +1s. And I was like, so, and the thing is, like, on the surface, some people might be like, oh, that's cool. But the thing is, I'm gonna come to your event and I'm gonna create content on your event and essentially give you like free advertising, free marketing. If you don't have the budget to have +1s and to cater for them entirely, then don't have them come. Like, I've had situations where it's like, you can be a +1, like what's your +1's details? And you have to be approved by the brand in the sense that they look over your socials, which totally makes sense because then it's like you get there and you're not treated less than. But to me, it just felt like someone invited me to dinner and didn't have no dinner. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm like, anyway, all the content that I filmed, I said, Sheree, do you want it? Because obviously she'd been invited and she'd worked with this brand recently. I was like, do you want it? And then I deleted it because I was like, there's absolutely no way. And I was just sensing a vibe, because I know for a fact that there were some other people that were +1s there that definitely got their goodie bag. But yeah, that's another thing that I've noticed. Like, there are some, and this is the thing, like, I'm a very strong and very resilient person, but I'm a smaller creator, and I can't tell you, like, over the course of the last 7 years, like, how many times I've, like, heard no, or, like, come up against things like that, slowly they chip away at you. So whilst I've been adjusting to my new job, I'm not gonna lie, it's been nice to kind of take a little bit of a step back because it can be disheartening. Like, the resilience that you need to just get up and keep going and going and going and going, like, it's long, do you know what I mean? So yeah, that was really interesting, and I just thought, it's really like inviting someone, it's like inviting someone over for dinner and not giving them a plate of food, or like inviting me for some, like for a roast and you've got no potatoes. Oh, sorry, we don't have any potatoes. So what the f*** am I here for then? It's a roast, do you get what I'm saying? Anyway, that was that. I've kind of calmed down on events now. I'm quite particular about them because I think when I first left my job, I was signed to a management company who weren't the right fit for me at all. And I've noticed that sorry, I'm just getting a bit of shimmer in the inner corner. Barely, but anyway, this is a bit too gold. I can go with the white one. Oh no, that's better. And yeah, their whole vibe was like just sending me out to a lot of events, but like not necessarily all of them were the right fit. So yeah, I'm still a little bit picky because I don't want to be, obviously I'm going to these events with the view of like hopefully eventually working with the company. If it's not a company that I would work with, then I don't kind of need to like be here, there and everywhere. And I'm learning the power of saying no, and I'm learning that it's okay to say no. And I'm learning, like for me, I'm typically quite, like if any of my friends approach me, they want help with something, like I'll sit down with them, I'll help them, but I've realised that in a way that's almost to my detriment, because I need to apply that same vim when it comes to me. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's not selfish to sometimes sit back and say, you know what, I'm going to be a bit more focused on me and where I need to be. For me now, I'm definitely being a little bit more cognizant of my energy and who has it and who has access to it, because I just think if not, you end up just not prioritising yourself and not making your dreams come true and not, you know, focusing on what you need to achieve. And time is ticking, girls, like honestly. I feel like this year's gone by, I don't know, my concept of time is always slightly warped to me. It feels like it's gone by kind of quick. So yeah, we're pretty much almost done. I have gone back to eyeliner though. I was sent the Cosas eyeliner, and honestly, that was not going back on then. This is one of my faves. So it's the Gel Intense eyeliner, or Intensifying Gel Eyeliner. This is just in the black, which is called Hypnotize. And I've just found like I'm just so glad to be back in this era, because I used to always wear eyeliner. You know how people finish with highlight? I used to finish with eyeliner. Like my look would not be complete without eyeliner. And I have a couple, but I just wasn't wearing them. And then I got sent this in PR and I was like, oh my goodness. To be honest, I need the lip liner, because if the lip liner is a similar kind of consistency, I'm gonna love it. For lips, I'm going in with Glossier. I love their lip pencils. I got invited to the launch and I was so excited, and I was kind of a little bit dubious because I was like, oh, I was probably gonna have like one brown, like most people just have one brown lip liner, two maybe. Listen, they have about 3 different brown lip liners. These are my fave, like I cannot get enough of them. This is in the shade Bare. I might wipe the lip balm off my lip a little bit, but to be honest, this is such a lovely consistency that you don't actually have to wipe your lip balm off, like it still comes, that you can still see it. And I am actually just gonna dab my mouth with, I think I wanna dab it with the foundation brush, but I don't remember what foundation brush I used. Should I use this one? We all see. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, this is such a nice lip liner, you guys will see. Look at that, how nice is this lip liner? And it just kind of naturally ombres when you rub your lips together, so you don't have to do too much. I'm gonna go in with this Valentino Lippy. This is in the shade Rosso Valentino. And it's just this really lovely sort of pinky nude, which looks like this. I do not need it to be wound all the way up like that. So let's wind it back down. Oh, I love it. And it looks really messy when you first apply it, but you don't have to be precise. You can just, and then you're good to go. You can even just press it on like that, which I love. I feel like if you want to add a gloss, you can. Am I going to add a gloss today? I'm going to think about it. I'm going to curl my lashes again in the meantime though. I think this is the look pretty much done. I don't need to, I was going to use the Vive. I'm going to go in the Vive after this. I'm a little bit cold. I think I need to put the heating back on. Yeah, let me grab the Vive because I feel like the powder is good, but I just want a little bit more. I didn't put too much powder on, so I still have like some glow, but I just need a little bit more. So this is the Vive Skin Dew. Vive is one of my favorite brands. I think when you think about it, like there are a lot of new-ish brands, right? Because brands like MAC, Bobbi Brown, like all of those have been going since we were young, right? Since we were kids. But the fact that there've been so many new makeup brands like Fenty, Rare, Vive, that have all Kosas, like they've all just hit the nail on the head. And Vive is one of them. This is a multitasker. As I said, I'm just gonna use it as a like glow, and I'm gonna go over with a brush. But you can also like put this on your skin as a kind of like a primer. Like you can mix it in with cream and that looks really nice and natural. And I'm just gonna go in with this Rare Beauty brush to kind of just work it into the skin a little bit. I definitely have not used this brush for its intended purpose. I think it's a foundation brush, but I love it. It's kind of very multi-purpose for me as a brush. And then with the lips, I definitely want to do some gloss on the top, I think, but yeah. This is the Armani lip gloss, I think it's called. Prismaglass. And this is in the shade number 2. And I just think that's the perfect nude lip combo. I love it so much. So yeah, this is the final look. I just wanted to film this video because, as I said, I feel like I've neglected my YouTube channel a little bit, but I wanted to just jump on and let you guys know, like, look, haven't gone anywhere. And then also I wanted this to be a really good video where if you're like new to my channel and you want to like get to know me and stuff like that, you can come here, watch this video, kind of get a feel. I don't know if I should do maybe like a Q&A or something like that next. I definitely have like a really good core understanding of like where I want my YouTube channel to go and like the type of content that I want on here. So like my TikTok is like everything, any and everything. You get like very high production quality over there, you get medium, you get low. Instagram is very much like a portfolio for me, so it's I've moved that into more of like an editorial space, like fashion and beauty, but just like very high spec, like if I can. And then my YouTube, formerly just like fashion and trials and stuff like that. But I think where I started my channel in my 20s, and now I've like, you know, aged and my interests have changed, you know, my palate's matured, I eat olives now, like I just feel like I want to incorporate that slow transition and change that I've made in my life to my channel, and just share like everyday bits and bobs, like how I'm getting by, like my little tips, my little tricks, my little hacks, and it doesn't necessarily come in the form of like a try on haul. That's not to say that they'll disappear entirely. Like I'll do one a month of like a collective of everything that's new in my wardrobe. And if I'm vlogging, I will of course incorporate it into vlogs. Yeah, if you want to make sure that you're seeing me, you've got to make sure you're following me on my TikTok, my Instagram, and here on my YouTube. And then obviously I'm trying my hand at presenting now, so you guys will see me at my job, at my work. I'm trying not to say the name, but you guys will probably see it soon anyway. But yeah, I'm trying my hand at presenting, which is really like, I'm actually really loving it. So I'll probably pop something on the community soon anyway, just to like let you guys know where you can catch me if you can't catch me here on YouTube. But yeah, that's it. I think that is it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's very chill, very chatty, very calm one. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of content, and if you want to see like a video like this like once a month, like with some of my favorite beauty brands, my like favorite makeup brands, a very quick makeup look. Also, I'm so sorry because I feel like there's been lipstick on my teeth this whole time. But yeah, if you guys want to see content like this, let me know, comment, let me know what content you guys want to see. My Instagram is raquel.sewell, my TikTok is raquel.sewell. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is the finished look. Let me know what you guys think of the makeup look. I'm really happy with how it turned out, particularly because I'm rubbish at like eye makeup. But anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.